For those of you who missed it, the poker world has erupted in debate ever since new to the scene Robbi hero called Garrett with Jack high in a spot that truly boggles the mind. Garrett was immediately suspicious of cheating, and it escalated into Robbi giving the chips back, with Garrett leaving the stream. You know, initially I thought Garrett was out of line, and I was kind of partial to Team Robbi, but with the latest news, it's becoming too much to ignore. Hustler Live confirmed that employee has been let go after stealing $15,000 in chips off Robbi's stack after the stream had ended. Robbi is elected not to press charges and stated that she didn't know the employee. But this is where it gets crazy. The employee, I'm gonna butcher this, Brian Segbigswall, seems to be the missing link. He has a criminal history, possible access to seeing the hole cards, and even stupider, him and Robbi both followed each other on Twitter previous to this. There have even been reports that when Robbi was giving the chips back to Garrett, he let out an audible yell. Just when you think this story can't get any more insane, Garrett drops the hammer with a new statement. Reddit detectives rejoiced when some of their theories had been included in a massive post on the 2+2 poker forum by Garrett. There's a ton to take in from this post, and I'll try to simplify it into the key points. Rip aka Jacob Chavez was staking Robbi in full and giving her a 50% free roll on her buy-in. Despite appearing to be a very wealthy individual, there have been reports of this being greatly inflated and sources claiming he's in fact a scammer himself. He has been allegedly involved in fake boxing sponsorships, pretending to be an owner of a massive cannabis company, and this source thinks he'd only be involved in poker as an angle. We already went over Brian earlier in the video. He was a staff member that stole $15,000 in chips after the stream was over. Poker player and content creator Doug Polk found even more incriminating evidence. Brian's desk had been moved recently into an area that potentially allowed him to see the hold cards in real time, and a cabinet had been moved in a way that blocked the vision of the camera facing his desk. Even more interesting, there's a recent tweet from Brian himself where he asks, "How do you cheat in chess?" Seems awfully suspicious to me. Garrett then goes on to highlight how Beans, the guy who helped get Robbi on the show, has a checkered past, and he's known as being the king scammer of Kansas City. Beans doesn't help his case here by appearing on the Joey Ingram livestream and making really odd statements with different tellings of his relationship to Robbi and then rambling with like a severe hate on for Garrett. In an off-stream game, Robbi was then dealt in, saying she had 5,000 behind, and no one questioned this since she was playing the big game. The very first hand, she ended up jamming all in with pocket eights versus ace-king and doubling up. She was sitting with 6K in front of her from the winning hand, and people questioned why she hadn't added the 5K yet. She ended up causing a bit of a scene, the floor ended up being called, and then she eventually scrounges through her purse and adds the 5K at the table. But this is just like a really weird potential free roll. Lucky for us, Robbi's not one to keep quiet. We got a fairly quick response from Robbi. She doubles down on not knowing Brian, brings up some of the crazy Reddit theories that have been posited so far. Just in case you missed them, these include buzzing seats, camera rings, and other spy technology. She then emphasizes that there's no real evidence, she didn't cheat, and she also plans to take a lie detector test.
Express your willingness to take a lie detector test in an effort to clear your name. I think that's a fantastic idea, and if you're up for it, I'm willing to pay for it.
You know, when it comes down to it, I think I owe G-Man an apology. After being far in the did not cheat camp, with every new tweet, post, and tidbit of information, it just seems more and more likely that cheating was involved. There's just so many shady characters involved, and it just comes to the point that there's going to only be so much coincidence. Brian took 15,000 off her stack and she didn't notice. Brian just happened to move his desk in a manner that can see the hold cards, and oh look, the camera's blocked by the file cabinet. And when Robbi gives back the chips, he has a loud reaction. This all seems suspicious. She pretends not to know him. They followed each other on Twitter. Obviously, for now, there's still a lot left unknown, and hopefully you'll find out more soon. What do you guys think? Did she cheat? Is she innocent? Are you just tired of seeing this every day? I'd greatly appreciate a like and subscribe if you found this video interesting. I'll see you guys on the feld.